What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I want to talk about time to kill in Call of Duty and what I want to see for the time to kill in Advanced Warfare. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so just in case you aren't aware, time to kill is basically how long it takes for the guns to kill enemy players in the game. In Ghosts, we have quite a low time to kill. And I discussed this a little bit when I was talking about my top 10 wish list for Advanced Warfare, which I will leave a link to in the description if you want to see more about that. But basically, Ghosts has a very fast time to kill compared to previous Call of Duty games, and a lot of this has to do with the hit detection being so good in Ghosts. It seems like you kill a lot faster, and you also die a lot faster, because every shot that you fire on target is actually hitting in Ghosts, whereas in something like Black Ops 2, a lot of the times you would shoot, basically it seemed like you were shooting straight through an enemy character model. And that was just due to bad hit detection. So the time to kill was generally a lot higher in Black Ops 2, or a little bit higher. I guess you wouldn't say a lot higher, but a little bit higher in Black Ops 2. And I kind of want to see that return. I wouldn't mind having great hit detection again, but then with that great hit detection, I'd like to see 1 to 2 extra bullets to get a kill. Now, my reasoning for this is I feel it takes more skill with a higher time to kill because you have to actually keep your shots on target and you're rewarded for hitting multiple consecutive shots. And also you have that ability in the middle of a gunfight to try and evade the other players. So you might want to jump shot or drop shot or duck behind cover real quick and then pop back out and kill them. Whereas in something like Ghost where you die really quickly, usually you're dead before your mind can even react to it. You have no chance of evading your enemy. You have no chance of fighting back a lot of times also. Basically, if they see you and catch you off guard, you're dead. And I do realize there is a certain amount of skill in catching people off guard. There's definitely a lot of skill navigating the map properly to put yourself in those situations where you have that advantage and you catch the enemy players off guard. Having said that, it also allows for more of those situations where the enemy just happened to see you first. That didn't necessarily take skill for them to see you first. They just happened to come across you. Maybe they spawned in a weird area that you didn't expect them to spawn in, and you just happen to be a nice free target for them. You have no chance to react to that most of the time. Usually you're just dead. That player can be a brand new player to the game, has absolutely zero skill in the game. It could be his very first game, and he can pick up a kill on a professional Call of Duty player if he just manages to catch him off guard. So I feel like that higher time to kill is needed to kind of add a little bit more skilled play to the game. Because a lot of people sort of underestimate how much skill it actually takes to hit 5 or 6 shots in a row with a fully automatic weapon while also jump shotting or strafing or using cover and your enemy is also moving at the same time. That takes a lot of skill. And in addition to this, we always have hardcore mode. So if you don't like that it has a higher time to kill, you always have that option to go play hardcore. We don't need 2 hardcore modes basically. That's almost what Ghost feels like in a lot of cases. It feels like you're playing hardcore when you're actually playing core, and then you go over to hardcore and it basically still feels the same. It still plays out the same. You just don't have a mini-map now. And yes, you do die a little bit faster, but it doesn't really make much of a difference because either way, you don't really have much time to react. Or in most cases. I do realize there are some cases when the enemy has really bad aim. You sometimes have the ability to evade or duck behind cover or something like that. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to hit 3 shots in a row. Another plus side to having a higher time to kill is I believe it will actually speed up the pace of the game and it will encourage people to move around more. The reason for this is if you're caught out in the open with a higher time to kill, at least when someone starts shooting at you, you have that ability to react and duck behind cover and you have the ability to fight back. With a really low time to kill, if you get caught out in the open or while you're moving between pieces of cover, a lot of the times you're dead before you even realize where the enemy player is. Because they can be hiding in some bush or some random area of the map that you just don't expect them to be in. And you don't have any ability to fight back in those cases. So that really discourages a lot of people from moving in the game. There are people that can be very successful rushing, and I consider myself to be one of those. I rush quite a bit in Call of Duty, and I feel like I can be relatively successful, but I want to encourage the average player to actually come out and play and not want to sit back and camp a little bit. And I don't really blame them too much for camping in Ghosts, that's the problem. The game encourages you to camp, like I said. With that low time to kill, why would you go out into the open and die before you have a chance to react when you can just kind of hang back and wait for someone else to make that mistake? So for Advanced Warfare, what I want to see is 1 to 2 extra shots to get a kill. I don't want to go all out like Halo and basically have it so you have to unload 30 rounds into a guy to get a kill. I still want to be able to kill multiple enemies with one magazine. That's something that should be in Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a really fast-paced game with relatively small maps typically, and there's a lot of action going on, and you're oftentimes going to run into multiple enemies. So I feel like you should have that ability to kill 3 enemies or 4 enemies even with one magazine if you have excellent aim. Now finally, what I want to talk about in this commentary is how are we going to balance this increased time to kill with quickscopers. Because basically, if you have an increased time to kill but you leave sniper rifles the same, they suddenly have an advantage over these full auto weapons because they can kill faster than the full auto weapons can kill. Essentially for a quickscoper, their time to kill is the time it takes to aim down sight. That's how I like to view it anyways. So in Black Ops 2, for instance, with the Ballista, I believe it was 0.37 seconds was the time to kill with that. And the average gunfight in Black Ops 2 was around 0.5 seconds, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on your aim and your connection and everything like that. But it was around 0.5 seconds to kill with a full auto weapon. So when you look at that, that doesn't seem very balanced. The quickscoper has 0.37 seconds to kill. You have 0.5 seconds to kill. Now, I know there are exceptions, and that does mean that you are going to be missing shots with your full auto weapon, but we shouldn't be expected to be hitting every single one of our shots and reacting instantly with a full auto weapon to be able to beat a quickscoper up close. We should have the clear advantage over that quickscoper. This is just my view. I don't want to get too deep into the quickscoping. I do realize it does take skill, and I'm not saying that it should be removed completely. I just feel it needs to be balanced accordingly with the time to kill. So I feel in Black Ops 2 it was a little bit unbalanced and still is a little bit unbalanced. But in Ghosts it's balanced quite nicely because that time to kill is much lower in Ghosts. So if we increase the time to kill in Advanced Warfare, I also want to see the time it takes to aim down sight with a sniper rifle. I want to see that increased slightly as well to kind of make up for that change. I'd like to know what you guys think on this topic. Do you guys want to see a higher time to kill, a lower time to kill than Ghosts, or did you feel that Ghosts landed time to kill perfectly? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, I'm fully aware of the fact that a lot of people are going to disagree with me when it comes to my opinions on quickscoping. That's totally fine. I respect your opinion. This is just my opinion, and it's totally fine if you don't agree with me. So, if you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.